This is interesting. Well, according to people's experts' opinions in comment sections, Alessandro made Gucci suffer financially. What? In what
How?
world? He literally, I remember reading a stat where I think for 6 consecutive quarters,
Yeah.
the Gucci grew by like 30%, 35% or more. And under his tenure, he rose Gucci to 10 billion euros in annual revenue. That does not sound
Yeah.
like the reason why apparently he left is because they wanted to grow even further past that, and they felt like his aesthetic was not mass appealing enough to do that. That's why he left, not because Gucci was necessarily suffering. And actually, if anything, since he's left, they've actually been doing worse than when he was there, which is what all the financial reports are. If you read like BOF, the Financial Times,
Yeah.
Vogue Business, they're always talking about it, how they're actually in limbo because they've gone against Alessandro, thinking that they can get a designer that does something that's more mass appealing and they can make more money, and it's almost backfired. So
Even though I
I
have,
don't
I
know
have to,
those expert opinions.
I
I
do,
don't
I
really know
have to
about
like
that.
say one. I have to say one thing, and like I have to like stand in on the right side of justice on this one. I know that people like don't like Sabato's work that much. From what I understand, they think that it's like too plain. But there were these articles of being like, oh yeah, the sales of Gucci went down 20%, blah 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 blah. And then this whole article writes like about the sales not being good, not being good, not being good. And then there's a small paragraph being like, we do have to note that Sabato De Sarno's items came in the store a month ago. And I'm like, so you're
Mm-hmm.
kind of like, it's such a clickbaity
Mm-hmm.
title and a topic to be like, oh yeah, the sales are really going down, but we're not even giving this guy a chance.
Yeah.
You know, so like I hated seeing that just because it's so messed up. They're like, oh yeah, everything is going down. They're down by 20%, but
Yeah.
this guy did not even get a
The
chance.
sales going down is not necessarily Sabato's fault because his
Correct.
clothes haven't had time to sell. It's the fault of Gucci, the team itself. Because remember, before he went there, it was the team that were designing those collections that are now
Yeah,
in
exactly.
stores.
Exactly.
So
And those collections were not.
but that's still a thing of them going like against the direction of Alessandro Michele and
Yeah.
going in a different direction. So it's still backfiring, but it's not necessarily Sabato's fault, at least not yet. We can't say
Yeah.
that yet because his stuff is just hitting stores. It's more like what the Gucci team designed collectively that's not selling at all.
True. We
But
just say
yeah, they did kind of scapegoat him, to be fair. Remember that
right.
BOF article that we were talking about where the executive literally said that we're not happy with it? I think it
I
was a
remember
Gucci
that. That
executive that
was so.
said
That
we're
was
not
so
happy
messed
with
up.
the that doesn't even make sense. You're supposed to back your designer to the ground.
Correct. That
That
was
was
so messed up.
insane.
I swear to God, I'm like, whoever, whatever PR let them publish that, it's like, I'm like, that does not make any sense. Why would you say that?
There's been a number of new creative directors who have been criticized by their own houses. Same thing happened with Peter Doe entering Helmut Lang. The CEO is pretty pessimistic. I forget which article. Yeah, that's insane. I think these CEOs, I don't think they know what their job is. Their job is to make the brands earn more money. You're not going to build customer sort of, faith if you're already talking down on your creative director. That's so silly, especially as a CEO or an executive at the brand.
But you're not even like shitting on the designer. You're shitting on your own decision. I'm like, why would
Literally.
you do that? That's stupid.
You literally hired.
Exactly. Your highlight, just be like, hey, everybody, look at the mistake that I made. Look how great
It's
this
so
might be.
silly.
That doesn't make any sense.
If I was CEO of a fashion company, even if I hated all the collections, I would publicly be like, oh, it's
Oh,
amazing. Because you look bad. That's who you hired. That's basically. And also, the brand is going to make less money if they're like, well, the CEO doesn't even like it. So why should I like it?
I mean, props to Ferragamo CEO and them because, like, from what I hear, the sales are not the best, but they're still sticking with them, and
Yeah.
I love that. But at least the CEO is not like, oh yeah, we're thinking about
Yeah.
doing something else. No, CEO is like, our bags are the best thing ever. So I'm like, good.
It's like when you get a Subway sandwich and say that shit is trash, dude, you made it. Yeah, you made your own Subway. You picked the options.
That's very true.
How are you going to pick your own options and then complain about it? That's hilarious.
I don't get that.
Quarterly reports with new designers are so tough, literally making yourself look worse. Yeah. I think it's kind of misleading because the first quarterly report, when a creative director is first hired, is quite irrelevant because their clothes haven't hit the stores yet. So that's all based on what's already in stores before they got there. Leo Maximum. Leo does not like maximalism. What Harris Reed, Daniel Roseberry, Miss Sohi are actually so horrid. I don't agree.
Don't agree with that.
I like Daniel Roseberry. I like Miss Sohi. Not so much Harris Reed.
Harris Reed for me doesn't do anything.
But yeah, but that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
I think it's especially Daniel Roseberry. He's like one of the rare designers I think that today, graduate like students and stuff. He's one of the rare designers that inspires somebody to do fashion. I think at least.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm not saying that Scapegoating is not commercial. There's things that they do that's commercial, but compared to like, let's say Gucci or like brands like that, it's not really that commercial.
Did you read that?
And so,
wait, did you read that Italian article?
No, what was said?
That they're not making money.
Well, of course they're not making money.
But like to the point that it's like, last time that I checked, it was like 20 million in debt, and I think now it's like 8 million in debt.
I guess that's better, at least.
Yeah, true. But like, you're like, I'm more of a half full glass type of a guy.
He said, Hanan, we should send you a list of all of Leo Scaparelli comments from all live streams. It would make you cry.
No, why is it that bad?
I guess it's understandable. There's certain, like, everyone has, I guess, certain designers whose work they don't resonate with. Like Demna's work just doesn't resonate with me, and I'm quite open about it. And then people are like really angry that I have that opinion on Demna's work. So I understand, even though I don't necessarily agree with Leo, it's still valid.
Yeah,
like
Scaparelli doesn't have a no.
So that's the thing. It's just but I can see why, like you were saying, the students, they can be quite inspired by it because it's just the craft and like all these interesting ideas, but it's just not the most commercial thing.
Yeah. And their prices are so high.
Yeah.
I'm like $6,000 for a pair of jeans, girl.
Don't mention the Balenci overlord. The bots will be at your head. I haven't seen this video yet, but I really want to watch it because I just watch most of Loic's videos anyway.
I haven't.
They're quite interesting, but I haven't seen it. I know he released it quite recently, actually. But yeah, I'm yet to watch it.
I was late for that show.
The Balenciaga one.
And I'm blaming Kim Kardashian.
Why?
When do you know that Kim was on time? On what show was Kim on time? She came there. The show was supposed to start at 11:30. 11:30. She was there at 11:32. I'm like, I am counting on you to be late, so I can be late.
No, but that's because my understanding. Every time I'm at Fashion Week, I'm like, well, it's going to start 30 minutes after, so I'm just like strolling slowly, and I'm late to every show, but I'm still on time at the same time.
I swear to God, it was me and the sound guys in the back. Everybody on the live stream.
Oh, you just don't understand, Demna. He's designing premium leather trash bag.
I like that comment because it's true.
Damn, that's crazy. It is funny though that when you don't resonate with a designer, people then go to like, you don't understand the designer. It's like, mate, have you been on this channel? I literally explain his references.
Did you say Margiela? Margiela.
Did you say Margiela?
You can say whatever you want. You can say, I don't like Margiela. the first thing that is gonna Rick Owens stands also. First thing they're gonna come back with is that, well, you don't understand fashion. I'm like, I swear to God. Kering owns 70% Gucci. They are desperate. They own 70% of Gucci. Kering does.
I'm not sure if that's
I don't know about.
true.
I don't know if it's 100. It's a 70, but I know that it's. I think they own the whole thing.
Yeah, I thought they owned the whole
No,
thing.
maybe what you're confusing it is with Valentino because they own 30% of Valentino now.
Yeah, I thought they've always, well, not always actually. That's not true. They bought all of Gucci slowly because remember they had that whole fight with Bernard Arnault before they could like acquire the whole thing.
Yeah,
that was funny.
What?
That's one of my favorite fashion moments because Bernard Arnault was like so mad that Francois Pinault sort of like quote unquote stole Gucci from him.
I love
And it's like, but you did that to everyone. You literally did that to everyone. The second someone does it to you, oh my God, like everyone has to die. This YouTube channel runs on your support. If you want to support the channel, you can subscribe to my Patreon. You'll gain access to exclusive content that includes everything from my Patreon podcast, where I give a behind-the-scenes insight into the fashion industry, as well as a fashion book club, where I review my favorite fashion books. You can also check out my fashion ebook, which highlights the best fashion journalists to follow, definitions of common fashion terminology, and how to determine what a good source of fashion information is. The links to everything are in the description below.